من وطن الكرامة.
Hello, welcome to Watan Karama News Channel. It's 9 p.m. Our time for top stories, and we start with the latest developments in Libya. Arab-Libyan armed forces warned residents and youth of Libyan city of Benghazi of any unknown car near vital government institutions. The military source said that the warning came after finding a car of type Opel Astra near Bugla Mosque in Al-Muntaza street of Al-Barka area, loaded with RPG, 5 shells and rifle FN, 4 FN gun stores, as well as a bag with 6 kilograms of explosives. Security forces of Egyptian Alexandria governorate have arrested fishing boat crew returning from Libya with 36 Egyptian fishermen on board. 4 of them were rescued while the rest fishermen drowned. Fisherman Captain Ahmed Nassar said that the boat crew were arrested in Alexandria when they were returning from the Libyan territorial waters after fishermen were disembarked in the fishing boat, and they will be transferred to the national security. He added that the fishermen were heading to Libya for work, and when they were disembarked from the boat and transferred to other Libyan boats, they sank except for 4 fishermen. U.S. Ambassador to Libya Deborah Jones said that the agreement draft introduced by the UN envoy to Libya Bernardino Leona is a good basis for construction of the Libyan state and elimination of terrorism. Jones noted that the majority of Libyans prefer success of efforts exerted by the UN to form a national unity government and in fighting in Libya in order to restore security and the rule of law, as well as establishing a regulatory environment. Moreover, she noted that Leon has implemented a difficult task, but not an impossible one. And still Libya, Parliament member Younis Fanouche called for forming a national unity government in accordance with the modified fourth draft presented by the Parliament for its representative political dialogue team, and not to wait for any party rejecting the draft. Fanouche noted that one of the options put forward by the Roadmap Commission to the Parliament is a realistic and objective one. In the meantime, he called for informing the United Nations of the Parliament's readiness to form a national unity government with the participation of the party that accept the signing of the bill, and not to wait for an approval by any party who refuses this offer, referring to the outgoing council's insistence on its conditions to sign the political agreement. Foreign Minister Mohammed Al-Dairi expressed his confidence in the possibility of signing the final agreement to form a national unity government and the election of the Prime Minister before convening of the UN General Assembly in September in New York. Al-Dairi said that the way is open to all political parties in Libya to participate in the next national dialogue to be held in Geneva on Thursday and Friday. He added that if political parties of the outgoing council insisted to withdraw from the dialogue, representatives of legitimate government will sign the agreement without them. Justice Minister Counsel Al-Mabruk Guerrera stressed in a special statement during an interview with Watan al-Karama TV that a balance between the eastern and western region has taken place, especially the southeast region of Al-Wahhat. He said that 90 projects starting from Tobruk to Kofra have been implemented, noting that courts and judicial centers have been developed and maintained. Moreover, several prisons have been maintained and necessary needs of the guests is provided in respect of human rights. Foreign Ministry condemned the criminal act by Houthi militias in Yemen due to launching a missile at ammunition dump located in a camp used by coalition forces in Ma'rib, which killed dozens of UAE and Bahrain forces. Foreign Ministry extended its condolences to the states of the UAE and Bahrain and to families of the victims who were killed in this criminal act. The statement called on the international community to cooperate to eradicate these outlawed militias and the reinstatement of the legitimate authority in Yemen. And now to the Arab arena, especially Yemen and its crisis with Houthi. Saudi coalition jets bombed military sites in Sana'a controlled by Houthi rebels. Smoke could be seen rising over the Yemeni capital of Sana'a after airstrikes on Houthi-controlled military bases. The Saudi-led coalition jets bombed Houthi-targeted sites today. The attacks are in what appear to be part of the response to the killing of dozens of coalition soldiers 2 days ago. Residents say explosions could be heard throughout the night. Several buildings have been destroyed. It's not clear if there were casualties since many people have been evacuated. Turkish police fired water cannons in the streets of Diyarbakir today. Armored police vehicles could be seen driving through the streets of southeastern Turkey's largest city while gunfire and explosions rang out. Army police cordoned off part of Diyarbakir as they responded to violence. 2 policemen were killed and 3 others injured after militants from the outlawed PKK fired a rocket-propelled grenade during the fighting in predominantly Kurdish Diyarbakir. The police were attacked when they tried to clear the militants from the third district of the city. Security forces responded with an air-supported operation against the militants, and the governor's office imposed a curfew on the area, ordering all residents to remain indoors. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott said today that Australia will accept more refugees from camps bordering Syria and Iraq and is more open to providing more financial assistance, while adding that a strong security response was needed for the region. The Australian government is due to make a decision within the week on whether to join airstrikes against terrorist Daesh group in Syria, having been part of the operation in Iraq since last year. Abbott said that Immigration Minister Peter Potter traveled to Geneva to meet the UN High Commission for Refugees to ask what further assistance Australia could provide. And about immigration crisis, Bavarian Premier Horst Seehofer has criticized today and German Chancellor Angela Merkel's decision to allow thousands of migrants stranded in Hungary to enter Germany, and accused her of giving a totally wrong signals to Europe. A German government spokesman said that Merkel and Hungarian President Viktor Orban had agreed by telephone that the decision to let refugees, many from Syria's civil war, across the borders was a temporary one made for humanitarian reasons. The dispute broke out after Syria and Germany threw open their borders to thousands of exhausted migrants passed through the Hungary's borders by a right-wing government overwhelmed by the sheer numbers and loath to take them in. And from Senegal, the Senegalese Civil Aviation Authority said today that a medical evacuation plane with 7 people on board, including a French patient, disappeared west of Senegal during a flight from Burkina Faso to Dakar. It said in a statement that private Senegalese plane from Ouagadougou disappeared from Radan streets at 7 p.m. yesterday, 180 kilometers west of the Senegalese capital. Senegal's army forces will conducted a search. The statement added the plane was carrying 3 crew members and medical staff, including a doctor and 2 nurses. Nationalities of those on board including 2 Algerians and a citizen of Congo, although the aviation authority didn't specify whether it referred to the Democratic Republic of Congo. My audience, that is the wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website www.الكرامة.tv. Thanks very much for seeing us. My greeting, رانيا البليدى.